Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. Wife pays the ultimate price for cheating by becoming an escort. My ex and I met in college. She was the most beautiful girl I had ever seen. She always had a crowd of guys following her around. I had some classes with her over the 4 years, but I never pursued her because, well, all the other guys. One day after class, she asked if I would study with her, and the rest is history. So we married, studying our careers in the same industry, different companies. A male-dominated industry. I found immediate success while she struggled. She changed jobs in the first year. She continued to struggle. In the third year, she became pregnant with a first son. She worked through the pregnancy. A few weeks after giving birth, in a routine physical, her doctor asked to do a biopsy on her cervix. The results came back as precancerous cells were found. The doctor advised if we wanted more children to do it as quick as possible, as this will progress and a hysterectomy will be needed eventually. So when she was up to it, she became pregnant again. She gave birth again to a boy within a year of each other. Afterward, more tests were done, and different doctors advised to do the procedure now, as we should not wait. With 2 babies, still infants, she had her procedure done. She was heartbroken that she was done having children, as we wanted a large family. She poured herself into being a great mother, and she is. She became a stay-at-home mom. She took care of everything at home. Meanwhile, my career was moving along. I was offered a position with another company with a large salary bump. Life is good. When the boys went off to school, she volunteered at school and was a fixture there. I should mention that we had close friends we went to school with, A and B. We saw each other often. They started their family about the same time we did. They have 1 son. The families went on vacation together, dinner, outings, we were best friends. After the son was born, A, the mother, went back to work and is very successful. B had a good job also until about 2001, where his job was eliminated. He struggled to find work in his field as the economy back then really affected his field. So the decision was he would be a stay-at-home dad while looking for work where we lived, as they did not want to move. The ex and B did things together with the kids. When the kids were all in school, they still hung out. You can now guess they had an affair. The story I know is long, but not over. After about a year of this, hot sex in the AM, B asked X if she and I had ever talked about a threesome. It was all fantasy talk with us, as we were still having a great, if not slowing down, sexual relationship. B had a friend he wanted to bring into the bedroom with him. The ex agreed. The day came, and this guy, C, came over to B's house. He took his suit off as X and B got warmed up, so they had their threesome. Afterward, the guy told them that he usually had to pay for sex, so he left a couple $100 bills and asked the ex if he could have a one-on-one with X for money. She told him she needed to think about that, and B would get back to him. Eventually, C recommended someone else to her for escort services, and the business was born, and my ex was beginning to grow her client base. Eventually, B was reemployed and had to leave X on her own. She used a different cell phone. She rented out a storage unit and made it her closet/office. She used the money to buy outfits her clientele requested. She even bought a car. She did not want her minivan spotted at a hotel. The guys had to pay for a room at a nice hotel. She kept the car at the storage unit. Everything was in cash. She never brought the money into our lives that I know of, though we would send the kids to different day camps during the summer. She claimed she tightened up our budget to pay for it. She only worked during school hours. She always picked the boys up at school. On a few rare occasions, we would pick them up and keep them until she got home. Our home life never suffered. I admit I was working a ton and moving up the ladder. The weekends were our family time. Sex was generally on the weekends. I thought because of my work life, this worked best. Most nights, we would cuddle on the couch watching TV. Almost done. 2016 comes along. We have 1 son in college and the other a senior in high school. I get a call from B. X is in the hospital. He was vague, but said she is hurt bad. I rush to the hospital, and my wife is hooked up to a bunch of machines. They have already cleaned her up and taken her for x-rays. She had a broken jaw, a broken nose, fractured orbital bone, possible concussion. She will make it, but it will be a long road ahead. A police officer was finishing up and left. I, of course, want to know what happened. She was crying and talking gibberish to her sobs and pain meds. A nurse said I should let her rest. They were moving her to a room soon. She handed me a bag with her clothes. I looked in and asked if these were hers because she never wears heels and the dress was unfamiliar. The nurse said this is what they brought from the hotel room, so they pushed me out of the room. I called my sons to let them know. Later that night, when the fog of the drugs were wearing off, I got some of the story. She drifted off again. I had my youngest son sit in the car with her, and I called B. Why did he call me? How did he know before me? What's going on? So, B came clean about what my wife was up to, leaving out the affair and his involvement. I was devastated. We eventually got her home after surgery on her jaw. The nose would wait. She convalesced home. As she got stronger, I got the whole story. I called A and told of the affair, and B is a pimp. She threw B out. She got on her feet, and I told her we were done. I asked her to move out. She moved in with me. I got the divorce rolling. I'm sitting here 5 years divorced. I still love her. It is as if she had died. The grief is unbearable. My boys know what she did. I have not spoken to her since she left. All right, let's get some reaction from the community. Arrogant1 says, when you were describing her hooking and then bringing that vile crotch home to you on the weekends, I truly wanted to vomit. I'm sorry you had to endure years and years of that, but I would have rather endured a dead bedroom the entire time than to have to learn my wife was the equivalent of a used flashlight found by a trash can in the alley. I hope to God you have been tested for every STD and things came back okay. As for me, what the F? He's okay being with a known and most likely continuing prostitute? When his junk falls off from crotch rot, it will be something he deserved to happen. People are sick, and you've known at the very least too many. I feel for you. I'm proud of you for not speaking to her. Hell, you already knew a ton you never wanted to know. One more comment before we move on. Gaz8282 says, oh, mate, I really do feel for you. This is really a rotten thing to have gone through. You hate her for the things she has done to you, but still love her? This is a common feeling I'm afraid that a lot of us go through. She would have probably have left you eventually anyway if you think about it. I doubt that it was of anything you could have done or changed. There is no law to say you have to stop loving someone even if they have hurt you. But you need to concentrate on your own life, buddy. You need to build something of your own. Okay, on to the next story. Wife is back at it again. Married for 15 years, I am 10 years older than my wife. From the start of the marriage, she has texted and flirted and probably more with multiple men. Each time I confront her about it, I get blown up for being controlling and that I am insecure and there's nothing going on. It's all in my head. Each time the affair ends for some reason, either flames out due to lack of contact or some other reason, who knows. Had a nice stretch where I didn't see anything, let me guard down, and then we had finally made it through all of that. Last night, I saw an unusual name on Facebook Messenger. It was some older guy sending her a selfie with a bunch of hearts streaming out. She once again said I was untrusting, that it was a mistext, blah blah. It's exhausting to be involved in this. Is there any hope? From what I read on here, seems not. She seems like a serial cheater. I am tired and I dread everything to come. I'm sure if I investigate the separation, I will behold I am crazy and irrational, and I don't love her. And I am destroying our family, all the usual stuff. Like I said, 15 years, and I just can't take it anymore. Thanks for letting me vent. Okay, one quick comment, then on to one final story. Fragrant Spray says, she's not going to change, and you've put up with it, and the lying and gaslighting, for so long that she believed you were okay with it. This was an issue you should have dealt with at the start, but it's not too late to make the break and not waste the rest of your life on someone undeserving. Lawyer up, and when you're ready to serve her, tell her you figured out how to be sure she won't cheat on you. Divorce. Now she can do whatever the F she wants. How's that for freedom? Okay, last story. Found out my wife has been cheating for years. I, 32 male, found out my wife, 29 female, has been sleeping around for 2.5 to 3 years out of our 4-year marriage. After years of suspicion, lies, and gaslighting, I finally found the proof on her old phone. A full-blown physical and graphic and sickening detail. After confronting her, she said she still loves me and wants to be with me, but wants an open marriage so she can continue relations with the affair partner. I was stunned. Initially agreed as my life was crumbling and the fear of losing my son and 2 stepsons became real in my mind. Now I'm getting more miserable by the day and need some support. I haven't told anyone because I don't know where I'm going from here. Thanks, everyone. One quick piece of advice from Sampa to NYC. Contact a lawyer to see what a divorce will look like for you. You haven't been married for that long, so you may get out relatively unscathed. Also, you are still young. You have time to heal. Move on and find someone who has the intellectual and emotional maturity and the integrity to sustain a long-term loving, authentic relationship. Get yourself into individual counseling for yourself, not marriage counseling. A professional can help you handle the myriad of emotions you'll be feeling. Lean into trusted family and friends. No rug sweepers for support. Get a DNA test for your child. Sorry. Don't fall for the sunk cost fallacy or do the pick-me dance. Your wife has made it crystal clear where she stands on the marriage. She has been unfaithful for the majority of your marriage. She is compartmentalized for life. You for security, probably, and the affair partner for sex and emotional support. Sorry this has happened to you, but you must be proactive to save yourself and do what is best for your child, hopefully. Best of luck.